In-game content in this game is kind of different from your typical Western MMO, right? Because with this being a sandbox game, you have the freedom on what path you want to take, and you're really not locked on, doing one particular aspect, which is why I think BDO is so appealing. So, should you get back into BDO? In my opinion, yes, which I'm going to go into more details on why throughout this video. So, make sure you watch the whole video. Also, real quick, I'm almost coming up on my 1 year of doing YouTube and content creation, which is insane. And I've learned so much over the year, and it has not been easy. But I've had a lot of fun doing it, and I've met some awesome people like yourself watching this video, and I really appreciate the support. I do try to stream 1 to 2 days a week, so make sure you hit that notification bell when I do go live on Twitch and YouTube. And I just created a community Discord that I'll link down in the YouTube description. But let's get back into the video. So BDO had its Calpheon or Fiesta event where, they talked about big upcoming changes, which I'm not going to go into a lot of detail with that because I already did a video on that, which I'll also leave that down in the description. Highly encourage you to watch that video after this video. But they are, giving everybody a crap ton of free rewards like 10,000 cron stones, free enhancing hammers, a bunch of fail stacks, including a 250 fail stack, which is kind of nuts. A T10 horse, which is also even more nuts. But regardless of like the free rewards, I definitely think BDO is worth checking out again and getting back into the game, especially if it's been a while since you've played. So kind of what sparked this kind of video is I saw a post on Reddit that was asking like if they should kind of get back in to the game, and so I'll pop up here on the screen those questions. So I just want to go through those. So first up here is gearing, which is much easier now, and it will be even easier when the new upcoming changes with the season server drops, which may or may not be out by the time you watch this video. But essentially, they are changing the Tuvala gear, going from pin to deck, so level 5 to level 10, and giving you the opportunity to get another pin Black Star weapon, which they said it would cost around 20 to 30 billion, give or take, which if you use the free cron stones and the fail stacks that they give you, it should be much cheaper, like maybe around the 10 to 15 billion mark, maybe. And you already get one free Black Star, so being able to get another one, that's pretty massive. And you can also exchange one of the season server deck accessories, so the new accessories that are coming out for the season server, to a Tet Kersod accessory. So yes, gearing up is getting much easier and less daunting, which I think is a positive, for the game, just in general. Plus, there is a fail save. So once you kind of reach a certain number of fails, the game will pretty much just give you the enhancement, which I think is just a big W. So if you couldn't get into the game because of the gear aspect, I think you'd be surprised on how much better it is. All right, so in-game content in this game is kind of different from your typical Western MMO, right? Because with this being a sandbox game, you have the freedom on what path you want to take, and you're really not locked on, doing one particular aspect, which is why I think BDO is so appealing. So I feel like it really just kind of depends on what in-game means to you. But, pretty much once you get to a certain gear score, most of the content is kind of opened up, right? And let's be real, most of the PvE content in this game consists of grinding spots, either it be in a stationary spot where, you stay in one spot and the mobs come to you, or you just kind of grind in a circle, which I enjoy grinding, but it's definitely not for everyone. Now, there is questing, but you're not really going to make any significant, money or gear gains from questing. They did revamp the initial quest line, which has improved, but when you compare it to like other popular long-standing MMOs like, ESO or even like New World, questing in this game, kind of sucks compared to those. Now I will say that, questing can definitely assist your leveling up aspect of your character, but, overall questing is just kind of a weak point in this game, in my opinion. There is the Land of the Morning Light solo and party bosses, which I think is a great addition to the game and adds kind of some of that variety to that PvE content. The only negative with the party boss system is that it's not very accessible due to it not having like a matchmaking system. So, if you want to do the bosses in order to find a party, you pretty much have to like spam world chat or be in an active guild. So, it's not that difficult, but it is annoying. Also, I'm pretty sure that you have to complete the Land of the Morning Light quest line anyway to do those bosses. And I didn't really mind the Land of the Morning Light part 1 quest line, but part 2, I just really couldn't get into it. There are 3 dungeons in this game, with the 4th one being announced at the event. But again, they are kind of different with various different puzzles, and then you have a boss at the end. Another in-game activity obviously is PvP, which they did talk about hardcore PvP servers, which does look really interesting and fun to do because their original idea that they had, original concept, I didn't really think was going to do very well, but they kind of revamped it, redid it, and I think it's definitely going to be a better change for the game, especially when they release it. I think a lot of people will definitely be interested in it. Of course, we don't really know how fun it's going to be until it does come out. So we'll have to just kind of wait and see. But it definitely seems like they're trying to, spike the interest of the PvP players, right? They also talked about Demonland releasing, which we don't really have a date on that yet, but it seems like it's going to be PvP focused with an emphasis on that open world PvP. So again, I think PA is just really trying to get that PvP kind of crowd interested back into the game, since, they pretty much removed, open world PvP and guild declarations about a year ago, which, when they did do that, I felt like grinding for silver kind of became irrelevant, right? Because essentially you grinded to get gear, which the high end gear, would stomp over the lower gear players trying to come into your spot, right? And that was just kind of the whole content loop. But yeah, now I guess they're just trying to figure out a different content aspect to provide to the game. And so we'll just have to kind of wait and see how the Demonland is and the hardcore PvP server. But I think those two will be a great addition for PvP players. Of course, you have Node Wars, which is really still not in a great state. Hopefully they have something in the works, but as of right now, they really did not mention anything other than them just saying that they're going to continue to try to make it better. You have Arena of Solaire, which will be starting back up in January, which is that 3v3 equalized arena, and that is really, really fun, especially if you like PvP. So, definitely check that out. Next year for in-game content is lifeskilling, and for the most part, this has really been kind of in a rough spot for a while now, and really the only viable life skill has really been just the sniper rifle hunting and the Land of the Morning Light, which I will say is probably my favorite life skill. They did just recently buff AFK fishing, so if you have like the right setup, then you can actually make some insane money, right? Like probably over $1 billion plus with overnight fishing. They are also going to be adding auto sailor fishing into the game, where you can have a sailor on your ship fish while you're sailing. So kind of interesting. You can also now sell both Imperial cooking and alchemy boxes separately, which is a good change and will allow you to make more money. Farming is still a pretty easy way of making some extra silver, especially if you combine it with cooking and alchemy. They said they're going to be buffing horse training, but yeah, they said they'll just kind of continue to buff and adjust life skills in the future. Classes, there are a ton, and I mean a ton of classes in this game, allowing for a variety of different play styles. Unfortunately, this game still has gender lock, which really never made much sense to me, because me personally, which may or may not be weird, but since I identify as a male, I really only want to play male classes, since it kind of breaks my own personal immersion when, playing a female class. So yeah, there are a lot more female classes than male classes, but again, there's still a ton to choose from. Plus, if you're not weird like me and only play male classes, then you should be pretty much set. And the new gunslinger class that would be coming out here soon, which again may or may not already be out by the time you watch this video, looks really, really, really cool. So season servers are pretty much never ending now. They should honestly probably call them something else, but as long as you have a ticket, you can create multiple characters on the season server. And if you're like a brand new player or you haven't played in a few years, then I highly, highly recommend doing the season server to fast track your gear progression and just to level up faster. You will need to probably do the main story quest line at some point, but you could skip them and just kind of start grinding right off the bat. And again, if you want to do the Lane of the Morning Light bosses, you'll have to complete the Lane of the Morning Light quest line. And the story again is not bad, but just kind of the approach to it is kind of boring. So yeah, other than the free rewards, I definitely think it's a good time to jump back into BDO, right? The developers are always trying to add stuff into the game, either it be good or bad. But either way, the amount of updates that BDO gets is pretty crazy, right? Especially if we compare it to other long-standing MMOs. I definitely don't see myself quitting this game anytime soon, right? And if you've been a follower of this channel, you know that I've been playing this game since 2016 and I have over 9,000 hours. So if that tells you anything, I'm just absolutely addicted to this game, right? And probably will be until BDO 2 comes out. But either way, if you like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. But I really, really hope you have a great week, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.
Sunsets on black desert skies.